Welcome to TRN Podcast, episode 156. Today we're looking at a recent development involving the Washington Holocaust Museum. Our aim is really to look at the facts and try to understand what this change signifies. We've got various reports to unpack together.
Exactly. It centers on the dismissal of Doug Emhoff, husband of former Vice President Kamala Harris from the Museum's Council by former President Donald Trump. We need to look at the stated reasons and, well, the potential ripple effects of this decision.
Right. Let's start with the immediate reactions. Mr. Emhoff himself responded on X, formerly Twitter. What was his main point?
He strongly suggested it was politically motivated by Trump. He emphasized that Holocaust remembrance and education should never be politicized. He called it dangerous, actually, and a dishonor to the memory of the 6 million Jews murdered, to turn this atrocity into sort of a political football.
That's a very direct statement. Was there any official word from the White House about this personnel change?
Yes, there was. According to U.S. media reports, the White House spokesperson, Caroline Leavitt, issued a statement. It said President Trump looks forward to appointing, and I'm quoting here, new individuals who will not only continue to preserve the memory of Holocaust victims, but are also steadfast supporters of the State of Israel.
That wording, it definitely leaves room for interpretation, doesn't it?
Certainly does. It raises questions about potential shifts in focus or priorities.
And were other people affected by these dismissals on the Holocaust Museum Council? Or was it just Emhoff?
No. According to the New York Times, other council members were also dismissed, specifically ones appointed by Trump's predecessor, Joe Biden. People like Biden's former chief of staff, Ron Klain, and Susan Rice, who was national security advisor under Obama.
Okay, so that suggests a more sweeping change on the council.
It seems that way.
Is it standard practice for presidents to change personnel on boards like this when they take office?
Well, replacing government officials appointed by a predecessor isn't unheard of. It does happen. The reports do mention that Biden also removed some Trump appointees after taking office in 2021, particularly at U.S. military academies.
Right.
However, the emphasis in the reports is that the number of dismissals by Trump in this particular instance appears significantly higher.
Which naturally leads to questions about the intent behind it.
Precisely.
The reports also mentioned a similar move back in February related to the Kennedy Center. What happened there? Is there a pattern?
Yes. Back in February, Trump removed several members from the board of the Kennedy Center in Washington and actually appointed himself as chairman. His reasoning then was about ensuring there were no, quote, woke ideas present. And he mentioned things like banning drag queen performances.
Okay.
So you could see a potential pattern emerging, perhaps removing board members and citing specific ideological reasons.
It does seem like a discernible approach, but let's get back to the Holocaust Museum. How important is this council, and who usually appoints its members?
It's quite significant. Usually 55 out of the 63 members of the Washington Holocaust Museum's council are appointed by the U.S. president. So presidential decisions have a huge potential impact on the direction and the makeup of this really important body. It guides the museum's priorities.
That certainly underlines the weight of these appointments. And Mr. Emhoff, how did he respond regarding his own future involvement in Holocaust remembrance after being dismissed?
He stated very clearly that despite his dismissal, he remains committed and will continue to work on Holocaust remembrance. It shows his personal dedication to the issue, separate from his official role on the council, which is surely an important signal to send.
Definitely. These events, they really raise some critical questions, don't they? Especially about the role of memorial institutions in the political landscape. And I suppose the importance of maintaining nonpartisan support for Holocaust remembrance itself. It's about how we engage with history, fundamentally.
Absolutely. It's something to keep a close eye on how the composition of the Holocaust Museum Council evolves under the new administration, and what priorities any newly appointed members might bring. It's certainly an issue that will continue to be relevant and one we should track.
Thank you for that insightful breakdown. We hope this information has been helpful for you, the listener, in understanding this ongoing situation. Until next time on TRN Podcast.